I hope all of you are excited. So, I'm calling the panelists. Mr. Raj Nambiar, Campus Director, University of Bolton Academic Center, RAK. Pravesh Dudhani, Founder and Chancellor, Medhavi Skills University, India. Please clap. Dr. Sanjay Padode, Founding President, Vijay Bhumi University, India. Syed Mohammad Abbas, Head Marketing and Student Recruitment, Western University College, UAE. Buju Aiden, Director, Student Affairs Department, Gulf Medical University, UAE. The session will be moderated by Siddharth Singh, co-founder, Meritto. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Siddharth, and I'm delighted to host this panel discussion. So before we get into this panel, I would first request my panel members to introduce themselves to the audience, and we'll start with Burju. Ms. Burju.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for the invitation, the wonderful team of Meritto. It's an honor to be here. My name is Buju Aiden. I am the Director of Student Affairs Department at Gulf Medical University in Ajman.
Awesome.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Meritto, for calling me here. I'm Sanjay Padode. I'm the founder and president of Vijay Bhumi University, as well as the founder of Jagdish Sheth School of Management, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Pravesh Dudhani. I'm the founder chancellor of Medhavi Skills University and the director of Medhavi Foundation, which owns about 150 plus training academies, skill-focused training academies across India. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Syed Mohammad Abbas. I head the Western University College in Ajman, which was started a year back, successfully for providing the qualifications, UK qualification basically to those students who are yet to complete their education and to fulfill their dream with a cookaway and to provide them in a better opportunity through the pathway program of ATHE, awarding body, and from different universities. We are located in Ajman. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Raj Nambiar. Thank you for this opportunity to be here today. I work as the campus director for the University of Bolton, UK, and we are located in Ras Al Khaimah. For those of you who've not been to the UAE, Ras Al Khaimah is about an outpost which is about 125 kilometers from Dubai. Been there for 15 years. So for those in Dubai, we are the village and I am the villager. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the next 30 minutes will delve into the world of cross-border education and learn the best practices of two very dynamic nations, India and the UAE. Whenever we speak about, let's say, the cross-border education, there are a few questions that erupt in our mind about culture, about recruitment, about partnership. And coming to this question, my first question, let's say for Bushu, would be around the culture. Looking at your experience, a vast experience, working and collaborating with multiple countries in the US, in Malta, in Spain. What is that, your experience around culture and unique dynamics that you see when you're doing partnership with, especially with other institutions in different countries?
Thank you for your question. Yes, indeed, I do come from a very international background. I was very lucky to work in 10 different countries. And growing up, I was educated in the US and went to different parts of the world for further education. And I'm working at Gulf Medical University, where we have about 80 plus nationalities on campus. And we value diversity highly. And it's for a mini campus in Ajman, that is quite an achievement, I believe, to see faces from 80 plus nationalities. We've got Nigerians, Russians, and Chinese. It's wonderful. What we do is, as this Student Affairs Department, what I try to do each year, so far, in the last 6 years, I've taken my students to 13 different countries. And I organized educational trips. And it's a medical university. So what we try to do is in these educational trips, we expose them to healthcare systems abroad. Because as they're studying with us, they are here doing their practices in our hospitals and in our clinics. However, it's never the same when I take them abroad. And again, 13 countries, 3 times a year. Last winter we were in Paris. What I do is I take them to our partner universities, teaching hospitals, to really show them the healthcare system abroad. And I think you would all agree that it's such a worthwhile experience. When they come back and find out how it works, the system in Korea or in France or in Spain, their eyes are open to a level that you wouldn't be able to grasp. They bring back that knowledge to their classroom setting. And for me, it's very worthwhile. So what we do is we do international trips to show the importance of cross-border education. And we have a PhD program in precision medicine. And that's a dual program, again, with a very known university in Paris, Paris-Saclay. And our PhD students study with us for 3 years, and then they do their final year in France. That's another way where we value cross-border education, international education. We also have masters in public health, where we have a collaboration with Arizona State University. Our faculty is directly from there, where they come in and teach, and we have hybrid learning. We also have the first program in the UAE, accredited by the CIA. It's called Higher Diploma in Preclinical Sciences. Our students study here with us for 3 years, and they get to choose to go to 4 other countries, as Malaysia, Ghana, Egypt, and also Poland, where they can further study and get their MD degrees. So right now what we're doing is we're trying to work on what we call semester abroad with our healthcare management program. So we want our students, while they're getting their bachelor's, which is usually 4 years, we want them to go abroad for a semester, cities like London, Shanghai, and learn and come back. And that's what we're working on as a university. So back to your question, these are the ways that we try to bring in that international cultural experience on our campus. And it's very crucial. Again, having lived and worked in 10 different countries myself, I know the importance of international education. It has personally opened up my eyes in so many levels. And I truly believe it made me a human that is, with very good intentions, a good human. And that's what we want to instill that to our students as well.
Thank you so much, Bushu, for sharing the insights about the dynamic culture and the nationality that you have on the campus. So now coming to, let's say, the partnership, my next question is for Sanjay sir. Considering Vijay Bhumi has partnered with world-class universities and schools to create a truly global community both on and off campus. So what advice would you give to other institutions in India, and especially to UAE institution, the world looking to adopt, especially from the liberal education point of view?
Okay, so I'll step back one bit and talk about something about internationalization, which happens to be one of the core objectives of most of the universities today. In my view, I think the whole objective of internationalization is passé and done with, because you don't have to work towards internationalization. Internationalization is already working towards us. The cultures are mixed. The problems are the same across the world. Okay, the challenges are the same that we are facing. So it's not too different across the world what we are facing. The same kind of brands we see everywhere, the same kind of language we are using. And we are in a world where we are reaching towards standardization, where everything tends to be the same. Let it be accreditation, let it be outcomes, let it be how you measure research, how you measure the metric of success, etc. Everything is getting standardized. So like I said, internationalization is going to be here. Another point of view is coming from a university perspective. In my view, university is a platform dedicated for learner success. So it is the success of the student. It is the success of the faculty. Faculty are expected to be learners as well, whether they are researchers, whether they're teachers or whatever. I think they're learning from each other. And they have individual objectives. Now, when you go for collaboration, what is more important is to actually focus on what that learner success is all about and what it is going to create. So when I'm going for collaboration for research, I'm talking to a university for the area in which I'm working to collaborate with that. If I'm working for providing pathway programs. I'm looking at university and institutions that can supplement the learner success for my students. So if I don't have faculty in an area, say cybersecurity, then I would rather have a partner in the area of cybersecurity where my student, if ever discovers that the student wants to specialize, I can send them. Okay, so I know a lot of these universities, all universities have multiple MOUs, but we also know that these MOUs are very, very ineffective. And to make them effective, I think it's very important to get the objective right. So whether it's a learner objective, or whether it is a faculty objective, or it's overall the social objective that you want to achieve. Collaborations can also happen to achieve social impact. So if there's a university wanting to do research in the area of challenged social setups or in the area of certain skills to gain, then I think that has to be having your faculty. You have to have faculty that works in that area, and then you should be able to build a bridge. I think that if you can get that metric right, I think collaborations will go through. The other challenge of collaborations are accreditations. When you approach a university on the other side, or a university approaches you, I think it's very important for you to gauge the quality standards of that university and whether you can match up to the standards, because it's all about fitment. It's like a marriage, right? So you gotta be sure that I can meet the expectation of my partner and the partner can meet my expectation. And a lot of that sanity is established by the accreditations that you have. So if you want to go higher up, you need to get higher accreditations and build those partnerships. But key thing is you must have an objective. So for example, in the area of collaboration between, say, an Indian university and UAE, I see a lot of potential, because there are a lot of people who are, like rightly said by the earlier panel, find UAE to be a very comfortable area in terms of culture, in terms of security, in terms of a lot of things when it comes to Indian side. So if you have to collaborate with a UAE university and you want to, a great pathway can be built for people who want to actually get employed in this area, to build their careers in this area. I think a lot of that could definitely be done. In terms of skills, there's a lot of skilled manpower required in UAE. A lot can be done in terms of bringing that. I think UAE is also trying to become the startup capital. A lot of experience from Bangalore, Bombay, Delhi, Gurgaon can be brought in, knowing that India has done well as a startup country. That also can be exchanged. So it's all about objective. That's what I would like to say.
A very important thing you said, it's not just about signing the MOU, it's also about, let's say, fulfilling the objective of the MOUs. So how do you ensure the other partner that you're signing with is also following and, let's say, completing the objective that you as Vijay Bhumi is doing?
So it's like marriage, I told you. When you're finding your partner, you got to do your diligence. So you find the partner through your faculty. I don't go about hunting partners. Okay, it's my faculty that hunts the partners. They bring the objective that they want to achieve. We just facilitate it. And that's how it basically builds up. If you have the competency and you need some counter competency to make that grow, I think there is a purpose to that relationship. And that purpose, if worked on, will lead to a successful collaboration.
Thank you so much for your thoughts. So my next question is for Pravesh sir. Sir, you founded Medhavi Skill University. So what was the motivation and vision behind building up a skill university in India? And also, what is that you make sure, you ensure that the skills that they're getting is acceptable at the global level?
Right. Let me first give the context about why skills university, and there's a lot of talk about the skills part actually in India. So I have been running this Medhavi Foundation, which actually evolved as a skills university, Medhavi Skills University, few years back for the last 10 years. We started with a very simple objective to actually give a very industry relevant training, not necessarily a degree or a diploma, but a training which can lead to a better employability for people. Because in India, I was excited about the fact that, out of the 160, 170 million, crores of people in India, 25 crores people should be into education, in some form of education, school education, higher education, skill education. But to my surprise, only about 10 crore people were receiving some form of education and rest were not. The cross enrollment ratio is about 26%. And the people who are graduating out of colleges is even much lower. Now, my motivation was very clear that, I have to target that middle segment. And how can we create those very, very industry-relevant skill-based education? So we were doing about 40,000 skill training every year. We were impacting that numbers, but eventually those people, those students were going to the industry, few were coming back, but all of them were actually taking some form of higher education from somewhere. What I realized is that in India, you can impart good quality skills, but end of the day, there is a strong societal pressure to be a graduate. In India, we don't call a person padha likha until he's actually a graduate. So there we thought that why not? So since we are doing so much of skilling, we were doing in various sectors like the healthcare, paramedical, retail, hospitality, IT. We thought why not to create a university where we can integrate skills into the higher education track. Now what came to our benefit was the new national education policy and the slew of reforms which came in. Earlier, we were all used to education which is a classroom-based education, and the system was very, very highly regulated. Now what changed over time in the last 2 years is that now education can be imparted through online, through on-site, through industry partnerships, and it could be any kind of education earned through any kind of experience. Now there are provisions, there's a new credit framework which has been launched. There are provisions where, through a right assessment, you can even creditize or award academic credits for some experience, accrued by working in some overseas company. So we actually leveraged that, created very high quality programs, and I'm very proud that in terms of number of apprenticeship embedded, the internship embedded degree programs which are led by industry, we are number one in India. We have more than 8,000 students who are working in about 90 plus industries in different locations, manufacturing, IT, retail, all of them. Now, but we slowly also realize that there is a massive opportunity to actually take this to the international markets. Now we have, thanks to the new laws and rules which came in, where we, now Indian education institutions can launch twinning programs, dual degree programs, joint degree programs in collaboration with any, overseas institutions. And there are ways where you can have a credit articulation agreement. Students can start in India, study for 1 or 2 years, complete their education overseas. Earlier it was not possible, but now these reforms are far-reaching. Now this only means that the student has humongous benefit in terms of saving on the cost of education, right? And they can still get the best of the worlds coming to overseas, spending less time, which means less cost, but still getting a very high quality qualification and an entry path for the jobs here in India. So now one of our focus is actually to partner with a lot of employers overseas. Like we run Ausbildung program in Germany, where we run engineering programs, which 2 years the students spend in India, and rest of the 2 years they're spending in Germany, working and getting a very handsome stipend, which otherwise in India was not possible. Now these are the programs, and I'm very proud to say, and I feel great that we are at the right time in terms of actually making the education very, very relevant, outcome-based, and overall affordable and inclusive as well, which is very, very important from an Indian context. Yeah, thank you.
Great, sir. So while you're talking about big numbers, you mentioned the figure of 80,000 students, learners. So how do you ensure the proper education are being delivered to the audit, from the audit point of view?
That's a very, very good question, because the moment we think about education which is not happening inside a campus, we see, because we have a connotation of a distance education or an online education. But when we talk about hard skills, for example, in manufacturing industries, or where you have to really learn on the job, now there are provisions where on the job can also be a part of the curriculum, where there are provisions to actually assess that what you're learning on the job, right? And how our work integrated or industry-led programs are structured So about 60-70% of the curriculum is actually defined by what they're learning on the job as part of their apprentice programs. And it is assessed by the employer. So the ball is in the court of the employer to make sure that they learn over time different skills in an industry. It's a very, very curated kind of a program, right? And we take care of the theoretical knowledge, because end of the day, we cannot be expert in all the fields. There are a huge number of fields, very technical fields, and the world is changing so fast. We cannot keep pace with how best the industry is thinking about their manpower requirements.
Thank you so much for your insight, sir. Again, for Dr. Abbas, so let's say when you talk about any institution, the most important aspect is student recruitment. So what are challenges that you face when it comes to international recruitment, or let's say doing a partnership with any consultant or agents?
Okay, this is one of the most important the topic and a question to each and every institution across UAE or in the world. What are the challenges that institute or university faces while recruiting the international students or local students, basically? Let me take you back for a few years before. If we compare with Indian students, it was a time when students used to gain and choose a country, mainly the Germany, US, or Australia, or Georgia. But now, since from 2018, UAE has become the study destination for most of the Indians. There are many reasons. So if I talk about the reason, it might take more than 24 hours continuously if I start speaking on that. Few points, let me tell you why most of the Indian students are preferring to come to UAE to study and then choose for a destination. It was a time when UAE was known to be hub of opportunities. There is a confusion here. Hub of the opportunities means it is not for the jobs, to do the business. If you look at the past 10 years, or even 5 years before, there were many entrepreneurs who came to UAE and now they are well established, comparatively. So now again the job opportunities, non-stop job opportunities for all the professionals or unprofessionals or educated or uneducated, for everyone. Why? UAE pays a good pay. That's how we know, since from childhood, that Dubai pays very good pay for everyone, for the labor. So as per the recent research and report, in 2023, more than 2 lakh Indian students are here in UAE. So if you compare with Germany, if you compare with Australia or any other country, the fastest growing student strength is UAE. This is a study destination. Why? Because of the culture, because of the safety, because of the security. Even a female student can walk any time at night. There is a safety. This could be one of the reasons. Secondly, UAE is focusing more on skill-based education. I was listening to my co-panelist who was discussing about skill-based education. So, as per 2022 index, global index, UAE has been ranked for vocational and skill-based education, if you look into the report. Why? Because they are focusing more on skill-based education. There's a difference between, of course, there are academic universities. I'm not, degrading anything. I'm just telling it. Academic education and skill-based education has a little difference. That is the main challenges, where most of the students are not aware of skill-based education. Because we are traditionally followed, we need exam, not assignments. We need exams, we don't need projects. We need job, we don't need business. So that's a traditional way we have been following up for the academic education. Now what challenges that we are facing is, when we are trying to explain about skill education, when we are trying to explain about the internship program, which he's talking about, internship program along with the studies, the question raises how it is possible when there is no exam. It is possible. Exam is when you work at any company, when you make a project, whatever you have learned during your intern, while you are doing the internship, when you prepare the project, when you prepare the assignments, when you submit, that is your exam. And as soon as you finish your degree, as soon as you come out from the bachelor's degree or master's degree, you're not coming as a fresh graduate, you're coming as an experienced graduate. So this has to be, this somewhere we find difficulties to convince the students because their parents they traditionally followed education.